so many people here who share that enthusiasm and who understand the value of computer science curriculum for students of today to enter the jobs of tomorrow. You know, C Spire is a Mississippi-born and Mississippi-based business, and we treasure Mississippi like only a Mississippi-based business can do. You know, as we evolved into C Spire several years ago, we still held on to our wireless roots, but that was with an eye towards the future. It was with this idea that we could be transformative for the state. You know, we're here in the Children's Museum. C Spire contributed $1.5 million to make this a reality. We've contributed over $2.5 million for scholarships to Mississippi students over the years, and we've been involved in countless other educational opportunities supporting efforts like this to move Mississippi forward and to prepare our students for the jobs of tomorrow. As we evolved to C Spire, it allowed us to do more things, to offer more of those technologies of the future, such as cloud services that we're providing out of our Tier 3 Plus data center that we built in Starkville. Could have built it anywhere in the world, but we decided to put it in Starkville because Mississippi's home for us. We are launching fiber to the home services throughout the state, and what that means for these students is that you have gigabit internet connectivity, both downstream and upstream, and can do anything that you want to do on the internet with a global connection at ultra high speeds, speeds that are the equivalent of anything in the world and surpass most speeds anywhere in the world. We're excited about that. We're going to continue rolling those services out because we know that's the infrastructure of the future. It's not enough, though, just to put the infrastructure out there. We need programs like this. We need kids learning to code so that they can grasp those tools that we're putting in their hands and they can make the most use of it. You heard the governor say that in just a few years, there's going to be a need for 1.4 million coders in this country. We're on track right now to have 400,000 computer science students to fill 1.4 million computer science jobs. A couple more data points. As of just a couple of years ago, 9 out of 10 high schools in the country did not offer any form of computer science curriculum. And over 30 states wouldn't allow computer science credits to count towards math or science graduation requirements. That's got to change. That's got to change if we're going to graduate more than 400,000 computer science students to fill the 1.4 million computer science jobs that are going to be needed in the future. You know, the great thing about coding beyond just this demand for jobs in the future is that coding is a field you can enter with a 4-year degree, sure, but you don't have to have a 4-year degree to do it. You can get a 2-year degree, but you don't have to have a 2-year degree either. You can complete a certification program. You can simply go to a high school that emphasizes computer science curriculum and learn to be a coder, or you can be self-taught. You know, several years ago, decades ago even, a lot of folks that I went to high school with learned to weld. Okay? They take the blowtorch, they take the metal, they learn to weld either through classes in high school or through their local Votech center. And some of the people I graduated with went on to great careers as welders. They made a lot of money. They were in high demand. They became master welders. And they would either create something new, or they would take pieces that somebody else had built and they would weld them together to make something larger. And coding can be like that. When you learn to code, you can either create something entirely new, or you can take pieces of software that someone else has created and you can weld those together digitally to make a larger package. When we put technology out there, like our gigabit fiber to the home connectivity, it's not too hard to imagine students just like yourselves, a year or two from now, maybe even now, who wake up in small town Mississippi or urban Mississippi, and in your inbox, your email inbox, you've had a package of software come in from Europe and another package come in from Asia overnight, and you spend your day coding, combining those two pieces of software into a larger package. At the end of the day, you send your work back out to Europe, back out to Asia. You get paid for this. You can do this anywhere that you have a broadband connectivity, and that can be your job. What that means for a state like Mississippi, where we have rural towns that are facing the brain drain problem and have been for years, is that if coders have access to these broadband connections, they can continue to live where they grew up if they so choose. When we put that technology out there across the state, we're not training students to go to other states and other jobs somewhere far off. we're training students to take care of that, to utilize that technology, and to take care of the communities where they grew up and to be contributors to the communities where they grew up. Welders, decades ago, typically had to go to big urban areas, shipyards, or heavy industrial areas somewhere else. They had to move to find the jobs. But in today's knowledge-based economy, if you can code and if you have access to advanced broadband connectivity, the work will come to you and you can choose where you want to live. It's an exciting time, a very exciting time to be a student, to be interested in coding, and it makes us excited at C Spire to see all of this interest in computer science curriculum, to see the interest from the students, and to know that if we make the right choices right now, in this state, if we make the right choices right now, we won't only participate in the digital economy, we can lead the digital economy. I'll commit to you that C Spire will continue to push this infrastructure out there. We will give you the tools. Let's train the students. Let's teach them how to use these tools, and we can all work together to move Mississippi forward. Thank you all for having me today.
That's absolutely right. One of the critical